So,
yeah,
Charlotte Flair's injured.
So, yeah, we've got two conflicting reports at the moment. One of which is that she, like, the one consistent is that Charlotte Flair is having surgery. Whether that means that she is injured is a different matter, but she is having surgery. That's what Dave Meltzer and Alex McCarthy are saying. So here is Meltzer's quote from Wrestling Observer Radio. Charlotte Flair is having surgery. That's the deal as far as why they did what they did in terms of Nia Jax attacking her backstage and laying her out. Meltzer continues, I think she's going to be back for SummerSlam. I don't know. I've asked a couple of people and no one knows the time frame. She's definitely having surgery. The storyline with Nia Jax was to explain her being gone. It was hinted to me that it could be SummerSlam when she returns, but that's not 100%. Alex McCarthy of TalkSport then posted up about an hour later. Sources have told TalkSport that Flair will be taking an extended break from WWE. The 34-year-old has been a constant on the show for years now, and she's going to be taking some personal time and having surgery. The idea is that she will return around Royal Rumble season next year, but if a good storyline pops up before then, around Survivor Series, she could be open to return later this year.
Wow. So you know, at the best, Charlotte is out until August or September, depending on where WWE will hold September Fest, SummerSlam.
Yes.
That's its own big story. But potentially out until January.
Yeah. And it is kind of, I mean, it is, I put up a joke tweet about this, being like, thankfully, WWE haven't been building the entire women's division around it. Oh, no, wait, that's exactly what they've been doing. And unfortunately, the last few years of WWE have now seen them build the entire division around Ronda Rousey, and she left. Then they built the entire division around Becky Lynch, and she got pregnant and left. And now they built the entire division around Charlotte Flair, and she's gone. Now, in all of those things, in isolation, aren't the worst. Building an entire division around someone isn't the worst thing in the world. All men's divisions are built around one particular star. The problem is that they haven't built anyone else other than that. So when you look at Raw's women's division currently, Asuka doesn't feel like a credible champion at the moment because she's done nothing but really been beaten a lot. Like, she got a fluke win, she got a fluke draw against Nia Jax at Backlash. It was Backlash, wasn't it?
It sure was.
It sure was. Then she only beat Nia Jax the following night because the referee fast counted. She got beat by Charlotte Flair twice. So she has not been put over strong at all as champion. And then, who's a credible contender to her now? Baszler's been off TV for months at this point and has got completely flattened out after the Becky Lynch match at Mania. Natalya, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, none of these people feel like stars at the moment. There's no division here. There's a champion and a bunch of no ones.
Yeah, and that's so to cover the women's division developments on this show. The Charlotte injury story's only really come out this morning, a few hours ago, really. One of the opening segments for Raw was Nia Jax coming out to cut a promo. Some tomfoolery happens, but then Charlotte comes down to have a brawl with each other, and Charlotte really hurts her arm. And then, honestly, the bulk of this show was done about, my arm. No, I'll be okay to compete. It's fine. You know, she had a few backstage segments with Charlie Caruso about how she'll be okay to compete later in her Championship Monday match against Asuka. And then the Asuka match itself for the title, a perfect opportunity to put Asuka over strong for the first time since she got the belt, which she didn't even win. It's not like she's got this big title victory momentum coming off. It's sure she won the Money in the Bank, but you know, the women's thing, the women's belt was a surprise. So the whole story of this match wasn't about getting over Asuka. It was about Charlotte losing. Charlotte takes 90% of this match, even with the injured arm. And then it's only at the end, in a short match, by the way. Everything was very short on this show because a reported part of the McMahon-Pritchard regime is that no matches go beyond 10 minutes, which, you know, that I think that's probably okay for the majority of matches, but for at least one match a week, and especially for a show that is exclusively built on championship matches, you need time to tell those stories. So Asuka just sneaks out a win at the end when she puts on the Asuka lock, really yanking back on the torque on Charlotte's arm. That's how Charlotte lost. It wasn't a case of Asuka beating Charlotte. It was a case of Charlotte losing because of her own injury. And it shows such a lack of foresight, because surely WWE knew that Charlotte was going to take off a lengthy spell, because this is presumably pre-arranged surgery. It's not. Yeah, it's not been reported.
That's why they wrote her out the story. That's why they've written her out of TV, because then Nia Jax lays her out backstage. So clearly they knew she was taking time off.
Exactly. So this is the perfect opportunity to put over Asuka strong. When people go out for a while, that's when they put over someone in their stead. Asuka should have just made Charlotte tap in a couple of minutes. Really strong victory, and Charlotte kind of has an out because she was attacked by Nia earlier. But man, now Asuka's got something to roll with.
If Charlotte Flair's not coming back until the Rumble next year, which means, spoiler alert, we might get Charlotte winning the Rumble 2 years in a row.
I'm putting a bet on now.
Could you imagine the Twitter meltdown?